Do you want to upgrade your performance with the use of artificial intelligence? Today, we apply the latest advances of AI and ChatGPT to the use of podcasts to exponentially increase our knowledge and much faster. Do you want to be in the top 1% of the world population with this new technology? Yes, then smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, because it's time for IAY's Fun on the Ride Artificial Intelligence at tope. Podcasts have gained a lot of popularity in the last years due to their ease of access and the large amount of content available. They can be listened anywhere, anytime via mobile devices or online, making them a convenient way to consume audio content. Podcasts can be found on a variety of subjects, from news and entertainment to education and science in all languages. Some of the most popular podcasts and my favorite ones are the Joe Rogan Experience, the Tim Ferriss Show, Lex Fridman, or TED, which if you speak Spanish, you can find the Spanish version. It's wonderful to have access to so much quality and information, interviews with the main leaders of the world. But we have a situation. How can we consume so much information? Podcasts can last up for like hours, 4 hours, 3 hours. Just listening to all the episodes by the same author would take up too much time. And to increase your anxiety, if I'm listening to one, I can listen to another at the same time. And I want them all. Solution, of course, here enters our friend artificial intelligence and the mythical GPT chat. This is one of my favorite podcasts, Lex Fridman. Let's take, for example, program number 350, The Origin of Life with astrobiologist Vetul Kasar. Its duration is 2 hours and 39 minutes. Part of it will be presentation, probably sponsors, and surely there will be moments where I'm not interested in what they're talking about. So what can we do? Solution to the rescue, 2 great tools. The first I've known is called Podly.ai, presented by Cedric Meeks. It uses artificial intelligence to summarize each of Lex Fridman podcast. This is the current version of the app. It's the beginning for it, and it's awesome already. So you have the link in the description and an initial disclaimer. Unfortunately, for the moment, Podly is not a partner with Fun on the Ride. Here we can listen to the podcast. Of course, we can increase speed up to 16x, which is crazy. Remember here, this video we have in Fun on the Ride YouTube channel, where we tell you how to watch everything double speed to X, but consider going 16 up. That's too much. We have here, of course, how to go some seconds backwards and forward. We have the volume and we have the timeline. But the magic begins here in this line, where we have the transcript. If you use that one, which is the app by default, where you are listening to the show, and also you have the English karaoke for the transcription, which is awesome, maybe to focus some more, or maybe you want to copy paste some of the content. If you go to the 1 minute section, well, here you have already some information, so useful. For example, if it's a sponsor or it is not. And also you have 1 minute clips with all the information in the description about what they're talking about. Also, we can go farther than that with chapter section, where you have like a small summary of all the sections in the podcast. If you click in one of them, you'll have a small sum up in 3 lines of what are they talking about in that very chapter. So awesome, so that you can choose whether you want to skip one or go straight to one of them, and you don't have to listen to it straight. Also, the last interesting application there, it's episode, where you have all the information about the podcast with clickable links that might be so useful for you. Very, very, very interesting. Of course, Cedric had some feedback in its page in Twitter, and for example, people asking him to provide the possibility of summing up books from 300-400 pages to 10-20 pages summary. Also, a lot of people asking for this version, the translation in Spanish. That would be awesome. In the future, maybe it's a possibility. If you are a Spanish speaker person, you have this video where I tell you how did I come in 2-3 years from not speaking at all to this English you can listen right now. Also, remember, we have this video about Google Translator where you can find information, and if you install it, you will click and you will translate the transcription and everything there, not the voice, of course. We use Brave browser, which I recommend in order to have that extension. And how expensive is this? Well, for you, it's free, of course, but if you are interested in being a creator, well, it will be around $6 for 5 hours. To create Podly.ai, Cedric used OpenAI Whisper, Human Loop, and Banana Dev. So those are some tools that we are learning about right now. We'll talk more about them in the future. Again, like this video and subscribe for all the information we are gonna tell you little by little. There is another solution similar to Podly.ai, is this one with Carpathly. You have the link in the description. For me, it's not as good as Podly, but it's good to show you that there's a lot of people trying to use this artificial intelligence in order to real life use cases, and that you can do that and have some money because of that. It's a fabulous tool, of course, Podly.ai, and this guy was asking for the possibility of searching for content inside it. Right now it's not possible, but it will be in the future. What about Paris Vega? He asked them to have all his YouTube videos and put them into Podly in the future. So I did the same. I want all my 1,500 Fun on the Right videos to be there. Maybe in the future that's possible. We hope that. More situations. Well, right now, a limitation for Podly is that they are using the sum up that YouTube does with the chapters. But what happens with a podcast like the Joe Rogan Experience, where you don't have that division for the topics? Well, you can do it right now, but they are working in order to that to be a possibility in the future. And going in that path, we have, for example, Huberman.ai. And here, this guy has all the content from the YouTube videos, and he has this platform where you can ask whatever you want about science, health, and if he talk about that in the show, well, you'll have there the explanation he did in the show. And when you believe that everything was done in this video, the best part is just here. Gina is telling us about SNIPD. What's SNIPD? This is an awesome mobile app that is similar to Podly, but in my opinion, it goes a step forward. Of course, they just improved the platform using ChatGPT, and now the transcriptions are just awesome. We asked them to put inside of SNIPD our podcast. Hopefully in the future, we'll have that there. This is the app. You can see there that it's not just that you have there Tim Ferriss and Lex Fridman and a lot of podcasts that you can use as usual. I mean, you have there the player, and you can go fast and you can go forward, backward, whatever you want. And you also, of course, can create clips, etc. But that's not news. News here is that, for example, they have a sum up of the best audios of 2022. So that maybe that's a window for you in order to get to know some podcast content creators and then listen to the whole podcast. This is one of the best things there, but more than that, the sum up, that is something that Podly doesn't have right now. You have the 1 minute, you have the episodes, you have everything, you can read, you can copy, paste, whatever, but you don't have, that's what I'm looking for. I mean, I have 4 hours or 2 hours podcast, and I want to listen that in 15 minutes. Well, with SNIPD, you have just that, and it's awesome. More than that, you can do crazy stuff like with your headphones, you can do some actions. So you don't even need to have your cell phone right there at the moment. You have, as I'm telling you, the best of the year and a lot of podcasters that I love there, and the summary that for me is the best. Here, all the Lex Fridman podcasts, for example, summarized in a 50-minute range. In the future, I want you to be able of deciding how long you want that sum up to be. 15 minutes, maybe 1 hour, maybe 1 sec, whatever you prefer. Right now, it's 15 minutes divided in 1 minute clip for each content. Awesome application. Of course, as in Podly, you have all the details of all the information about the podcast. So it's crazy, all the possibilities we have right now with ChatGPT, with the AI. And here, in AI ways, we are going to try little by little, because this is like a huge world, and we are going to create those pills of information about all that we can use already from the artificial intelligence and how improve our performance and how to beat the rest. So we keep on learning. Smash that like button, follow, subscribe the channel, and just wait for next video. I always here, always in fun on the ride. To the moon!